He ushered her into the rear of the car next to Terry, pushed the door shut and slid behind the steering wheel as Lampson got into the passenger seat. "Where's the nearest shelter?" Coburg asked again. "Maple's Depository, Pancras Road," said Lampson. "Just round the corner." Coburg looked out of his window and saw the German bomber, now engulfed in flames, hurtling down towards the ground. "It's going to hit somewhere over the Caledonian Road," said Lampson. "If it's still got its bomb load on, it's going to make a hell of a hole when it does," said Coburg. "I'm not taking a chance on another coming down before we get you to the shelter." He accelerated, taking care not to run into the pedestrians who were heading for the shelter on foot. "I've never been in a Bentley before," said Terry. "You must have a lot of money, Mr. Coburg." "Don't be cheeky, Terry," his father snapped at him. "I shouldn't have left my hearing aid behind," said Mrs. Smith. "I won't be able to cope without it." "I'll look after you, Mrs. Smith," Terry shouted to her. Coburg pulled the car to a halt outside Maple's large furniture depository, whose basement was doubling as an air raid shelter. People were still hurrying in, guided by uniformed air raid wardens. "Get in there quick," said Lampson, "and look out for your gran and granddad. They'll be looking after you." Terry opened the door and slid out of the car, then helped Mrs. Smith out. Coburg waited until he was sure the pair had entered the depository before setting off again. "You should have sent Terry away, like the other evacuees," said Coburg. "I did," said Lampson. "He went off with all the others, his name on a brown cardboard label pinned to his coat, but I brought him back 2 months later. The place he was staying in was rotten. The people treated him cruel, like an unpaid slave. I wasn't having that." "It's still dangerous him being in London," insisted Coburg. "Haven't you got family somewhere outside London you can send him to?" "Nah," said Lampson. "We're all Londoners. I've got an uncle and aunt in Ramsgate, but they're too old to handle Terry. I've got a cousin in Kent, but as he lives near Biggin Hill, that's not a good idea at the moment." True, thought Coburg. The airfields of Kent were being bombed on a regular basis. It was a rarity that a German plane came as far as London as that one had this morning. All the intelligence suggested that Hitler's orders were to put the airfields out of action and destroy the RAF so that he could invade from the sea. Perhaps the pilot overshot his target. "I was thinking of joining the local defence volunteers," said Lampson. "It's called the Home Guard now, Ted," said Coburg. "Churchill renamed it. Anyway, I'd have thought you had enough to do already. You've got your job and also your son to take care of." "My mum and dad keep a good eye on Terry," said Lampson. "They do it during the day." "Which is why he needs you when you're not at work." "Other blokes do it," countered Lampson. "Most of them are retired people, former soldiers with time on their hands." "Not all," said Lampson. "My neighbour was talking to me about the Somerstown Home Guard. He's the plumber and he's in it, and he's married with 5 kids. He goes to all the sessions, the practices and meetings and that." "With 5 kids, he's possibly glad to get out of the house," commented Coburg. "Yeah, but I feel I ought to be doing something for the war effort," said Lampson. "I tried to join up, but they wouldn't take me because of the fact that my wife had died, so I was Terry's only parent." "Those are the rules," said Coburg, "and quite right in my opinion. Every child should have at least one parent living. What would it do for Terry if you went off in the army and got yourself killed?" "You can get killed here," insisted Lampson. "Fire watching. I know of 2 blokes who became volunteer firemen and were killed when the building collapsed on them." He looked accusingly at Coburg as he added, "And I don't know why you're so against me serving, Gov. You volunteered in the last lot." "I did. And I got shot." Then he added in a more conciliatory tone, "Not that that would have stopped me. The difference was..."